Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlicker shows, desolators, peasants, vassals, neo-Nazis, stormtroopers, bootlickers. Oh, I said that. I'm a useful idiot, and today I would like to do part 2 of my discussion of fascism coming to America. And of course, in the last segment, I talked about 14 classic characteristics compiled based on some of the 20th century's most classic fascist states. And unfortunately, America qualified in 14 of those characteristics. So anyway, I recommend that video. But in this video, I want to compare the rise of fascism in Nazi Germany and compare it to events in recent American history to see if those events compare as well, so that we can see if there are signs that there is a impending rise of fascism if it is not already here. So, the first topic is emergency powers. And of course, in Nazi Germany, the Constitution was suspended there, and emergency powers were declared and due to a national security threat. And that way, power was consolidated, and more powers was consolidated in the executive branch. And of course, we see that in Nazi Germany of the 30s, and we see that in the United States as well. So we have all these executive orders. We have legislation like the NDAA and the Patriot Act that is moving more and more power concentrated to the executive branch. The kill list is a perfect example of circumventing Congress in all of these decisions that have to do with foreign policy and national security. And so anyway, a direct correlation there. Second thing is the false flag event. And in Nazi Germany, it was the torching of the Reichstag, German parliament building, and of course it was blamed on Bolshevik, Jewish, socialist revolutionaries, and they became the scapegoats, and then it was easy to use them as a target to create national unity and to propagate aggression. And in our own time we see the same thing. 9/11 has created this war on terror, this nebulous war on terror, this ghost of Al-Qaeda, and there's, of course, dubious evidence about where and how and why the 9/11 event happened. So we move on to the corporate-government partnership. This is number 3. And we have a corporate-government partnership in Nazi Germany, and we have a corporate-government partnership in the United States. The only difference being that in the Nazi Germany, of course, the corporations were dominated by the government, and Adolf Hitler, and in the United States, the government is totally dominated by corporate interests. Number 4, a comparison of a vast armament program and the glorification and integration of the military into normal society. And of course, we see that in Nazi Germany. Their entire economic miracle recovery was the construction of a vast infrastructure and a complete rearming of their military. And so the military-industrial complex in Germany made them an economic powerhouse, and that is certainly true of America today. And of course, the integration of the military culture with the normal everyday culture is characteristic of both Nazi Germany and the United States. And in Nazi Germany, of course, there was a dream of Lebensraum, or more living room, and of conquest. And certainly that was characteristic of Nazi Germany, but in the 21st century, we have the United States creating a more of a vague, veiled empire. So conquest is done in economic terms and not so much by occupation. So although occupation is always an option, obviously. So we see a similarity there as well. The whole keeping your eyes open and spying on everyone was an active campaign in Nazi Germany during the 30s. And now we see the repeat of that in the United States with the TSA and checkpoints, showing your papers, the see something, say something campaign. All very reminiscent of Nazi Germany. So we see that comparison. Of course, the demonization of the boogeyman. And we discussed that a little earlier, but it's an important point. where you take an entire nebulous enemy and demonize them. And in the case of Nazi Germany, of course, it was the Jews. Ironically, now the United States is bonded with those very same Jews as a result of Nazi persecution to create a new boogeyman of the Muslims. So, interesting turn of events there. And then, of course, Nazi Germany considered themselves the last bastion of hope for the Western world against Bolshevism. And there's a lot of people in the world that viewed that the same way. And that's interesting because, of course, we have medieval Europe was the last bastion of hope against the Moors and the Muslim invasions of earlier times. And now the United States, of course, is the last bastion of hope against world terrorism and Islamic militants. So, and then we have, of course, the culture of concentration camps in Nazi Germany and throughout Europe. And now we see the building of internment camps all over the U.S. for purportedly for future events. So I don't want to overstate that particular aspect, although it is an interesting parallel, particularly because of the fact that all the internment camps in the United States have train connections, which is a direct parallel to the situation in Nazi Germany as well. And then we had the paramilitary police in Nazi Germany. So in addition to the Wehrmacht, or the German army, there's also a very militarized police. And of course, in the United States, we also see a very militarized police, as well as the Department of Homeland Security. And then in Nazi Germany, we have the Gestapo. But in our new electronic age, of course, we have the CIA and the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security using cameras and data mining and surveillance. And that is the new Gestapo. So once again, like in my last video, I got some bad news for you. There's a lot of very strong parallels to the rise of certain fascist characteristics and police state characteristics in Nazi Germany that compare to events in recent American history as well. So I don't really have to add any histrionics to make that a very scary topic indeed. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.